Okay, you know what? I should be recording more footage for my President Yukino playthrough for Too Bad Plays, but instead, here I am getting sick and tired of this Fortnite pen thing. You game-blaming arse crinkles really need to stop! Now, before you all grab your torches and pitchforks, just hear me out. What do we know about these pens? We know that they conceal a blade. We know that they have an apparent link to Fortnite, a highly popular multiplayer video game. Remember that part, folks, it's important. But does anybody know what they actually look like?
I'm videoing it.
Nice little pen, yeah.
Well, I'll share it, but it's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting.
Notes the design. Notes that it's as generic as they come. Do you remember a time before Fortnite? Do you remember seeing pens, perhaps seeing a pattern similar to or exactly like this one? To be fair, you probably don't. It's as generic as they come. But there's a reason I'm using Fortnite game footage as the backdrop to this video. Take a look at this pen. There's no Fortnite logo, there's no Fortnite characters, this isn't even the Fortnite colour scheme. If these pens actually are getting into the hands of kids, then it wouldn't surprise me if it were due to some people just using the Fortnite name to get themselves some sales. Kinda like how one of Ketamine's nicknames is Special K. But yeah, I say if the pens are getting into the hands of kids, but according to the Star this morning, they are. Let's see what the Star has to say on the website, as I'm certain I'll be seeing shite like this in the papers at work. Fucking yay. The text read, Outward Academy City, warning dangerous Fortnite pens. It has come to our attention that some pens are being sold to children with a concealed knife linked to the popular online game Fortnite. Fine. Except the only link is in the name, which is not an action endorsed by Epic Games. We ask you to be vigilant and stress the dangers of these pens to your child or children. Thank you. Well, yeah. Of course you should be vigilant when it comes to knife crime. This is the Jacksonville shooting all over again. People being violent either because they want to be violent, or they're facing overwhelming pressure or bullying or want an escape, or there's something deeply disturbed with them, or other reasons. Not anything to do with Fortnite and or its creators. Notice how in this footage, I have not once been encouraged to get a penknife and stab people. There aren't even any knives in the games! It'd make more sense if they tried to sell kids pickaxes! Fortnite is one of the biggest online games with around 45 million players worldwide playing the game. Like I said, the fact that Fortnite is popular is important here. Still keeping that in mind? Good. The Battle Royale phenomenon pits players against 99 others in a frantic fight for survival on an island where the last gamer standing is the winner. While the bright graphics prevents the game from descending into bloody violence, there are concerns about the weapons players can purchase. You mean weapons that can be purchased within the game, right? Keeping in mind that this is only at specific vending machine locations, where you exchange resources for weapons, ammo, health packs, and shields. You make it sound like they could just buy a weapon and physically hold it in their hands or something. Fortnite ain't doing that. Not even in VR. Oh, of course teachers feared that the knife incident was linked to Fortnite. You know, for people who are supposed to teach kids, teachers don't seem to know a whole lot, do they? When it comes to kids acting like little bastards, you need to look at the source. I've heard a lot of stories about kids playing games all day and getting violent with their parents when told to stop for a bit. I'm actually certain a good number of these stories are exaggerated, but there's no smoke without fire, as they say. The kids who do get violent and do feel entitled to be able to do what they want all the time are those who have been raised to expect it from their parents. In other words, they lack discipline.
You kids are soft. You lack discipline. But I've got news for you. You're mine now. You belong to me.
You need to stop bending over backwards for your kids all the damn time. Stop having a go at teachers when your kids get a bad grade. And go Detective John Kimball on their asses once in a while. Do you even know what happens when you type Fortnite into Google? The autofill system doesn't even bring Fortnite pens into the top searches. Like, I have to physically just type in Fortnite pens, do it manually. And even on the image search there, I get the most innocent things like pencil toppers, pencil cases, glow-in-the-dark pens. But of course, there's the school that was mentioned in the article because this damn story is blowing up in popularity. If somebody is using the name to push their stock, then this is Super Mario all over again. I'm sure there were stories about wankers trying to push magic mushrooms onto kids by telling them tall tales about how they grow big like Super Mario does. Yeah, it might have just been something my brother told me. I can't remember, my age was in single digits. Even so, it would explain why the series later referred to the power-ups as super mushrooms. But seriously, stop using games as a scapegoat. Once again, for the people in the back, stop using games as a scapegoat! No need to miss out on important lessons just because you're in the cheap seats. The fact that knives are getting into children's hands at all is a serious issue. But all you're doing, by blaming games that have nothing to do with it, by the way, is diverting the attention elsewhere. Meanwhile, the real issue is going unnoticed. Children need love, fun, and security, but they also need boundaries and discipline. If kids don't have boundaries and discipline, then, provided they don't get themselves killed, they grow up to be adults without boundaries and discipline. And adults without boundaries and discipline run an increased risk of becoming addicts, outcasts, and criminals. In fact, you know what? If you'd rather blame popular video games for all of these problems than look into the actual sources, then you and I are seriously not going to get along. I don't want to be around people who try to make me deal with stupid. I deal with stupid, ignorant, bigoted, and unrepentant on a regular basis. And the only reason I willingly do that is because I've grown accustomed to things like food, electricity, and a roof over my head. And I'm not quite ready to let go of these things. This Fortnite pen bollocks just seems to be like some twat trying to get 15 minutes of fame. And trying to get a reaction out of people. I mean, seriously. You saw the video. It's as short as they come. Once again, the pen has like nothing to do with Fortnite on it. The only reason you could even call it a Fortnite pen is because it says so in the title of the video. Well, guess what? You're not even getting a thumbs down click from me, you little tosspot. A reaction's what you want? I'm cutting you off. And if anybody tries to link the anger I feel with the fact that I spend a lot of my free time playing video games, then they can just shut their stupid mouths, go sit in their wrong corner, and be stupid and wrong. Video games don't make me violent. People most certainly do. I have been Darkstorm2Bad, and if I have to question when people are going to start blaming people one more time, then I am blaming everyone.